It was a sunny day on the island of Sol. All the engines were very busy. Top Hat had found that a fish train used to be delivered to the other side of the road. So he needs to tune an engine to go to the other railway and deliver the fish. Thomas was at Oakstay Castle dropping off some passengers. He was talking to Stephen and Percy when Sir Top Hat arrived on Winston. Whoa, whoa, Winston! Slow down! Slow down, right! Good morning, Thomas. I need you to deliver a fish train to the docks over the main line. It's very heavy, and the trucks are troublesome, so you need to be very, very extra careful. Thomas's face was wrinkled. He could already smell the fish. But Thomas knew what a really useful engine meant, so he has to tell Sir Top Hat something. Do it, sir, he said. Good, excellent. You'll be pulling the fish train at 11 o'clock. Then Sir Top Hat left. Fish train? I don't want to take any fish train. They're smelly. P.U. Smelly? Remarked Stephen. What do you mean? Stephen, we forgot to mention that, Thomas does not like the smell of fish. He always disliked it. But fish is good. Also for the village. Almost know that, because I once seen fish. It was good. Yeah, one time I had fish in my boilers. The other day let's just say I went swimming. And the other day, well, I got an accident. Fish covered all over, and I learned my lesson. And now, I'll have to pull another fish train. Chuckled Stephen. Relax. I'm sure that fish cannot be that bad. Then, Thomas left Oakstay Castle to Farquhar Station. All the other engines heard that Thomas was delivering the fish. Gordon laughed when Thomas returned back. You see, Thomas, fish trains doesn't go well on big engines like me. It goes well on tank engines like you, of course. Look at me, I'm a splendid engine who pull coaches. You never see me pulling fish. Very, very smelly. But you once pulled the Flying Kipper and then crashed on the Duke and Duchesses. Didn't you remember that? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, come on, Gordon. I know what you did. We all know that. You crashed into the fields of the Duke and Duchesses. They were mad, and now they blame on you. Well, yes, but at least I'm not a tank engine. Alright? You of course had a lot of accidents. Thomas was cross. Well, this time I won't have any accidents. Just you watch, Gordon. I will prove to you that I will pull the fish train very smoothly and not getting very smelly. I don't suppose you do the train very smelly, because splendid engines like me don't pull a Flying Kipper, replied James. Oh yeah? And what happened to the Flying Kipper that you pulled? What did you do to the Flying Kipper? You had an accident. What a careless engine you are, James. At least I was different. remarked James, looking very cross. I mean, I'm never gonna pull the flying kipper, and I hope I won't see another fish again. You, of course, Thomas, replied Gordon. You are a tank engine. And tank engines belong to pull smelly trains, not splendid, clean trains like express. Thomas was cross, and he puffed to the water tower to get some water. That night, Thomas arrived at Brenham Docks. He could smell the fish from the vans, and also at the boats. Whoa! They smell terrible! We'll still have to do it, Thomas. Now come along. We have to make the train on time. I hope Gordon gets to pull the fish train next, thought Thomas. Porter arrived. He could see that Thomas wasn't not very happy. Hello, Thomas. What are you doing here? I'm pulling the fish train to the other railway. It's not very fun. No, it's not. But don't worry, you'll get used to it, like I did. Thomas didn't know what Porter means, but he knows that he needs to do very well. Thomas was coupled to the train, and when the guard blew the whistle, Thomas set off, pulling the train, but could smell the fish, very smelly. Thomas puffed along the rails, but whatever he passed by, he could smell the fish getting even smellier. And smellier, and smellier, and smellier. This is not my day, he remarked. Up ahead, a signal just turned red. The driver was going to put a brakes, but then, strangely, the signal turned up again. Funny, but okay. Right, Thomas? We gotta go full speed. But Thomas and his crew didn't know that the signalman had switched the signal up. He set to down because danger was approaching ahead. Thomas was heading up to Gordon's Hill. But when they got to the other side of Gordon's Hill, Thomas hit a bump, and then the bump had uncoupled the coupling between him and his train. When Thomas saw it, he gasped. He put on his brakes too fast. Then it happened. Pew! groaned Thomas. Now he was covered all in fish. Oliver arrived with the breakdown crane and was on top of a hat. I'm sorry, sir, said Thomas. It wasn't your fault, Thomas. The signalman accidentally pushed the lever of the signal that went down. It meant that there was danger up ahead. So that's why we saw the signal going down. But then going up, The signalman ran up. "I'm sorry, sir. I just slipped on something, and then that's when I switched it." Sir Topham has seed. "I see. Oliver, can you take Thomas to the works?" "Yes, sir," replied Oliver. So Oliver was coupled up to Thomas, and he pulled Thomas to the steamworks.
"It's not really your fault," said Oliver.
That night, when Thomas came back, Gordon laughed. "Ha ha ha! Thomas had an accident. What a joke." "At least I wasn't the one falling on a ditch," remarked Thomas. Gordon was cross. "I do not want to be reminded about that, and..." But before Gordon could say anything, Thomas went to sleep. The other engines laughed. Soon, Sir Topham came to the sheds and asked Gordon if he could take the fish train. Gordon was speechless. Thomas chuckled. "Ha ha ha! Now who's a smelly engine now?" remarked Thomas.
Gordon felt somehow that Thomas saw only too well.